Loc'd Babes. So today's video is all about a new transfer client that I have. She's a beautiful soul and her hair was in dire need of repairs. She started her lock journey actually less than a year ago, and this was the condition that she came to me with her hair in. No fault of her own. I'm sighing just because of I love being a loctician, like I really do, and I know I haven't been a loctician for eons, but when I find something that I'm really passionate about, I do whatever I can to get better at my craft, whether it's a conference, whether it's a book, whether it's a mentor. Like, I do what is needed to get better and better so I can service my clients in the way that they need help. And this transfer client, like, she literally broke my heart. So, like I said, she's been locked for, I think, actually just about a year. And she had severe slippage, she had severe thinning, she had some locks that were just gone. Her lock health was just in poor condition. She had a huge afro in the front of her face and on both sides of her head. I didn't get to get much video of that because I wanted to protect her identity. We're not here to make anybody feel bad. I'm just here to show you guys the work that was needed and the work that was done. So this client in particular, her quote-unquote loctician did not offer maintenance. She only offered reties. And I'm still trying to understand what that even means. So as a loctician, I truly and wholeheartedly believe that it is our job to make sure that the client's locks are healthy and they are in the best order, like, that they can be. Like, never can I imagine just simply doing a retie and avoiding all the issues that the client has, especially when this is an established client of your own. Again, I don't know where she came from. I do not ask for that information during my consultations or my services because I don't like to talk bad about anyone. But her hair was just in poor shape. So she said that she asked her loctician for months and months and months if she can fix whatever's happening in the back because the back thinned out all the way. She asked her what was happening to the front of her hair, why it kept turning back into an afro on the front and the sides, and where the breakage was coming from. And instead of actually fixing the issues, she just told her that she needs to come in more frequently. So she was getting retied every 3 to 4 weeks. Right. Every 3 to 4 weeks, she was getting her hair retied. So on top of the issues of thinning and breakage that she's already experiencing, she experienced more thinning and more breakage because she was getting her hair done too often. And it's crazy enough is that, yeah, she was getting reties way too often, but her hair didn't even look like it had been retied. So I told her that we can do it all in one. We can do the repairs and the retie together because I can't retie your hair in this condition because she has a very, 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 very extremely tender scalp. And the ends of her locks were huge. The middles were thin. And I'm like, if I try to retie this, they're all going to snap off. So we have to do each row. We have to do a repair and then we have to do the retie. She did request that each row not be perfectly like part because her hair, again, her scalp is very tender. So I did the best that I could as far as making sure her parts were still clean and crispy, but not maybe as precise as someone normal would have it with a comb because she didn't want all that pulling and things on her hair, which is perfectly fine. I think her grid still came out really beautiful. So I had to restore her grid. I had to crochet her locks that were thinning to make them strong again. And then I just had a lot of work to do. I had to relock some of her locks that came out. She did start with braids, but some of them that were loose because the majority of her locks were matured. I just gave her interlocks so she doesn't have to worry about having some random braids in her head along with her locks. But she is so sweet. I love her. She was very patient. This entire repair appointment took me 6 hours, like 6 hours on the dot. because again, I was doing the retightening and the repair. So if you are a new loctician, or maybe even an old loctician, like you've been in the game for a while and you don't know how to do repairs, you really are doing a disservice to your clients, because what is the point of you collecting money for a retie if their hair doesn't look like it was retied after, and or if they still have damage and parts of their hair that are still breaking? Like, what are you actually doing? I don't know. But if you don't know how to crochet, I would highly advise that you get this skill set under your belt, because not only will it help you attract new clients, it will help you save the clients that you have, right? There should be nothing that you can't do unless there's something that you don't want to do. Like, not everybody does lock removals. And I still offer that as a service for now, but in the future, that might be something that I no longer offer, because it's very tedious, it's very painful, and it could take literally a full day up to 2 days. So that's not something you have to do. Is it something that I know how to do? Yes, absolutely. But it's not something that I have to do. But as far as like crochet and repair work, I think if we are working in any field, we need to know the ins and outs. Everyone's not going to come to you with the perfect head, and that's okay. There's some locticians that actually don't even take transfer clients because of situations like this, but I feel like this is when I do my best work. Yes, my established clients, we're locked in, we're good. Like, they already know the vibes over here. We communicate openly. We talk about everything. But my transfer clients, they're usually coming from a place of hurt. They're coming from a place of feeling manipulated, from a place of feeling let down, and they're just feeling helpless and harassed. So I love that I get to pour into them. I love that I get to service them in this way where they can see their hair and think like all hope is gone, like you're my last effort, and then look in the mirror after their appointment and just feel like, wow, I'm restored, you know? This particular client, she was beside herself because her hair was in such poor condition. She had to wear a middle part most of the year because of the locks that fell out on both sides of her head. There weren't any locks there, or they were so thin that she didn't even want those sides to show. So at the end of her appointment, when I asked her, oh, how would you like your hair parted? Do you want to do a side part, a middle part? And she was just like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, just let me know which way you want me to retie the top so it could fall in the direction you need it. And she's just like, I don't know. I said, you know what? Since you've had a middle part for so long, let's do a side part. So her even having that option was like, she's like, I could do my hair on the side. I could put my hair in a ponytail. She wasn't able to put her locks up because of how the back looked. She was too scared to pull them. Again, she's very tender head, and her locks are very, very soft. They almost feel like butter. So she didn't want, a lot of super hard parting or combing or snapping. Like, she didn't need any of that. So most of my work, after I try to part the row as gently as I can, I had to just try to make a way. But at the end of her appointment, she was gleaming from ear to ear. And this is why I love what I do. It's not about, how many clients can you get? It's about the quality of services and the quality that you can give your clients, not the quantity. So I will let you guys watch the rest of the video. I'm probably going to speed it up a little bit so it's not too long. But yeah, if you are going through issues with your loctician, if you guys are trying to talk it out and hash it out and figure out a solution, then that's different. But if you are bringing up stuff to your loctician and the health of your hair is struggling and nothing is being done to it, it might be time to part ways and find someone else that cares more about your hair, And I hate to tell people that. I really like for people to talk things out and work things out, but if the health of your locks are in jeopardy and you're not being listened to time and time again, then you know what's best for your locks, you know what's best for your hair, and it might be time to make that move. So again, I hope you guys like the finished outlook. I know she did, and I'm happy that I was so happy with the finished product. I started her hair in the evening, so when we finished, it was actually really, really, really late at night. So we didn't get too many happy pictures from her because it was already late. But I will make sure to take more pictures of her hair at her next retire appointment in 6 weeks, not in 3 weeks. I'm going to see her in 6 weeks because this was her first appointment with me, and I don't actually know her hair growth schedule. So we scheduled out to be 6 weeks just to make sure and be safe. So anyway, guys, I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you are staying hydrated in this summer heat. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Later. Mwah.